Hi guys, at PMQs on Wednesday, Rishi Sunak was certainly playing defensive and failing. He had Keir Starmer to deal with first, but then came Flynn from the SNP, who held the Prime Minister's feet to the fire over the right to protest and managed to make light of Rishi Sunak's wife's economic situation, her non-dom status. The Tory leader got so flustered that he had to bring the leader of the opposition into it, which saw him chastised by the Speaker of the House, Sir Lindsay Hoyle. Take it away, Stephen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If the Prime Minister was to go to the boot of his Land Rover and pull out some placards which said "Save our nom-doms," would he expect to be arrested by the police?
I love this. Make fun of them. That's, and I said this before, the SNP aren't able to hold the Tories to account in the sense that they can't stop legislation. But call them out on it, make fun of them, make the House of Commons laugh at their expense.
Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, can I first put on record my thanks to the police for all their hard work over the weekend, ensuring that the coronation was a success. Now, look, on this issue, Mr. Speaker, we believe the police should have powers to make sure that they can protect the public from unnecessary and serious disruption. I respect
unnecessary and serious disruption, though it was not serious disruption. And this was an organised protest.
Respectfully recognise that the Honourable Gentleman disagrees with our position. I guess the question for both of us is, what does the Honourable Leader of the Opposition think about this? Because it's quite hard to keep up.
Can I just remind the Prime Minister, it's Prime Minister's questions for him to answer, not asking not for what the opposition's doing. Stephen Flynn.
Of course, that's extremely dishonest, because as we know, Keir Starmer has a list of questions that he can ask, and then after that, unless he has a point of order, he can't speak again. And Rishi Sunak knows this, but because he's so pathetic, instead of actually answering the question, which he can't, and he will never answer the question, just like Boris Johnson, Liz Truss, and those other Tories that came before him, he has to, try to bring the leader of the opposition into this, knowing that he can't answer the question. He can't respond to this. It's pathetic.
Mr. Speaker, what we're talking about here is that nurses strike, doctors strike, firefighters strike, protest, firefighters protest, and of course Republicans protest as well. And they do so because it's a fundamental right within our democracy to be able to protest. So is the Prime Minister seriously saying that moving forward you can have your rights, but only on his terms?
Mr. Speaker, it is also the right of the British public to be able to go about their ordinary day-to-day lives without undue serious disruption. That's why it's right that the police have extra powers. I respect that the Honourable Gentleman disagrees with that, but we think it is right, and people will see every day on TV, their lives being disrupted. They're not able to get to school, to get to hospital appointments, and indeed to get to work. They should be able to do.
But they can't get to school, get to work, get their medical appointments because of your government. It's not because of disruption, because of a protest. It's because the services have been cut. This is pathetic. Once again, trying to offload responsibility and blame to other people. Oh, the reason people can't get medical appointments is because of Just Stop Oil or something. People can't get their medical appointments because there's a shortage of GPs. Because the Tories have refused to invest in the resources necessary over the last 13 years. Instead of investing, they cut. Instead of recruiting, they allow doctors and nurses just to give up and move abroad. But blame the protesters. Don't blame us. The same when it came to the train strike. When the train drivers or other rail workers were on strike, the Tory response was, the reason people can't get to work, the reason the people are turning away from the rail network and public transport is because of the strikes. No. And was it Mick Lynch called that out on a number of occasions? Because the service has been degraded over the last number of years, because it lacks the proper investment. And whatever money does come, whatever money is made from it, it's handed over to shareholders. It's not reinvested in the network. But always about blaming other people. And this was the whole theme of PMQs. Blaming everyone else. Blaming the former Labour government. Blaming the current Labour party. blaming the strikers, blaming everyone else, never taking responsibility. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.